What's up guys, Alex here, back with another Sony Vegas Pro 11 tutorial, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do the gunshot sound effect. Now before we move on, I want you guys to download this Modern Warfare 3 Gun Sounds download pack from Rocket Ross UK. I'll put a link to this video in the description, and download it because we're going to be using a few samples from this pack in the tutorial. Alright, so I have a video clip here and I have an audio sample from the download pack, and we're going to preview the raw audio sample, which has no effects applied to it. And you're going to notice that the audio sample doesn't sound like the one I showed you guys in the example. Now if you go to your track FX on the audio track, you're going to notice that we have 3 audio plugins already pre-applied to the audio track. You have the track noise gate, track EQ, and the track compressor. For this tutorial, we're only going to be changing the track EQ. Now once you click on that audio plugin, you're going to get a window with a box and a couple of values that you can change, and of course little circles with numbers inside of them. Now these numbers represents each general frequency. These values on the bottom represent frequency which are measured in hertz. Now you can say number 1 represents the lows, number 2 and 3 represents the mids, and number 4 represents the highs. So basically, if you take number 4 for an example and you bring it all the way up, this controls the highs of the audio. So the higher the frequency, the higher pitch your sound will make. So if I play it back, you're going to notice that it sounds way different from the original audio. Now if you take number 3, it sounds basically the same, but it sounds a little deeper than the original one. Now for this tutorial, we're actually going to be changing number 1 and 2 only, and we're just going to leave number 3 and 4 in their original places. So if you get number 2 and you bring it all the way up, and you want to make sure number 2 is between 160 and 640, and when you bring it all the way up, you're going to notice that you have a narrow slope. And what we want to do with this slope is extend it out towards the other frequency so that you have a much more broad sound. So to do that, select number 2, raise it up to about 9 or 10 decibels, and change the bandwidth to a higher value. And for this one, I'm going to use 2.5. And now when we preview our audio, you're going to notice that we have a sort of deeper sound than the original audio sample. Now for number 1, we're going to place it between 40 and 80. So to do that, let's change the frequency to around 60. Now for the gain, we're going to turn it up just a bit, but we don't want to turn it up too high, or else your sound will get distorted and a lot of static will appear on your audio. Now for the roll-off, we want to decrease it down to 6 because we don't want too much bass on our audio sample. We only want to change the mids of the audio. So here's what the sounds should sound like so far. And you notice that it has a much more deeper sound than the original audio sample. Now to add more of an effect to the audio, all you have to do is right click, insert an audio track, and you're going to take the audio sample, right click, copy, and paste it onto the new audio track. And for this track, we're not going to apply any effect to it because we want to keep some of the original sound into the sound effects. So if you play it back with both of them in the same position, it's starting to sound like the one I showed you guys in the example. Now to add more velocity to the sound, it's fairly easy. Again, create a new audio track, and you want to take the same audio sample, duplicate it, and you're going to right click on it and hit reverse. So now when you preview the reversed audio sample, you're going to notice that you have sort of a swishing sound effect, and we want to align this to our original audio samples. So get the higher sound waves and match it with the sound waves of the original audio samples. So here's what the sound should sound like in the end. And there you go. Of course, you don't have to use these settings. You can of course increase the bass and increase the roll-off, but just for this tutorial we're only going to use the track EQ. I'll have other tutorials on how to use different other audio plugins to create different sounds. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If this helped you, again, please like the video and give this video a comment, and tune in for next week's tutorial, which is going to be on how to do the motion tile transition in Sony Vegas. So I'll see you guys next time.